Hi everyone, morning. This is Jaslin, live from Philippines right now. Let me check on the other portal. I'm doing both platform at the same time with Sourish Woman. Hi ladies, good morning. Hi, it's been a week. How's your week? If you are there and say hi. If you are on live and you can see me, please say hi so that I know you guys are there. Okay, morning Santos. Okay, Atta, I think Atta is there. Okay, how's your week? It's been a week, and as I promised, my slot is that every Thursday, 10 a.m. live FB by SimplyNature together with Sourish Woman. And I have something to share with you today, okay? Konnichiwa! Hello! Ata bro, how are you? How have you been? How's Indonesia? Philippines is getting summer. I'm still trying to adjust the lens. Okay, thank you for joining. Hi, pretty or not? Am I pretty? Okay, right. The lighting. Because last week when I was on live, some of my friends were saying the lighting was not there. It was very dark. And as a Singaporean, please speak slower. I try my best because once I get excited, I will speak very fast. So if you are there, hi Mabuhay, hi Emerson, I will try to speak very slow, okay? So first of all, I want to thank Xinmin Ribao from Singapore. We have done an interview last week, a 2 hours interview. And I was featured on Monday on Xinmin Ribao. Thank you, Li Ka-ming, for interviewing me with Xinmin Ribao. And I also want to thank Sourish Woman for this opportunity to be appearing on papers and helping me to bring across the message and our mission by SimplyNature. Okay, so I very kiasu, I got this sign is reflecting on my live profile, and that one will go straight to the Sourish Woman. So Sourish Woman, if you are, hi Sourish Woman, let me see if I click live. Alright, just want to wait for the screen. Hi Sourish Woman, good morning ladies. This is Jazz. Thank you for coming on live together with me, and today I'm going to share with you my episode 5, okay, understanding what exactly is fear and overcome it. Okay, what is fear? Okay, fear is the acronym for, okay, I think some of you guys might have heard that before. Fear is the acronym that I thought this is a perfect description of fear, alright? False evidence appearing real. Okay, let me repeat. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Why am I on this topic today? In fact, when I was doing research, and I've been on this business for the last 10 to 12 years, fear is actually one of the root cause of causing a lot of health issue. And it's not only lately, it's always been there, and I'm going to list down a few health issue that is pretty prominent and common in today's world. So let us go straight on what is fear, and then how do you overcome it. If you guys there, please say hi. And if I'm too fast or I'm too soft, can you guys hear me? If you can echo back, it'll be great. Okay, just in case I am not able to project my voice. The definition of fear. Fear is a human emotion that is triggered by a perceived threat. Okay, perceived threat. It's not real, it's a perceived threat. It is a basic survival mechanism that signals our bodies to respond to the danger with a fight or flight response. As such, it is an essential part of keeping us safe. However, when people live in constant fear, whether from physical dangers in their environment or threats they perceive, they can become incapacity. Okay, Oh, hi, Prosper. Prosper, you want to say sorry? Prosper is with me right now. If you know who is Prosper, is my pet, has been with me for the last 7 years. Okay, for example, when you saw a huge dog that's coming towards you, fear creeps in and you're frozen, you somehow is full of fear, you don't know what to react and stand still. And you stand still. Okay, that's Prosper. Hi, Prosper. All right. See, I'm talking about dogs and he can relate very well. Okay, I love you. I love you. Okay. There was a personal situation where I was caught in fear and it has haunted me for at least, I think, half a year. Okay, being a Singaporean, that I've never experienced natural disaster. Guess what? I had my first experience of earthquake in the Philippines. So at that time, we were all eating at the dining table, and then when I saw my water going, my glass of cup going like this, then we were looking at one another and say, why is the cup doing that? And the first thing is, earthquake! We are on the 7th floor, and the best thing to do is to go all the way down to the ground floor, you know, get to the open space and just stand there together with the rest. So that was my first experience with earthquake. Alright? So then, since then, I've been, how should I say, trying to, at every moment, every time thinking, is there going to be an earthquake? Is there going to be an earthquake? Okay, talking about that, this is the season in Philippines that you will probably experience earthquake. Alright? At that time, there wasn't any smartphone. Okay, that was about 8 years back. There wasn't any smartphone. But now, I could actually download an app called the Earthquake app. But you could actually have a photo situation of where it's having earthquake, is earthquake near to your area, and what is the magnitude. So that fear was so disturbing. And every night before I sleep, you never knew how much you could pray only when you're in great fear, right? So pray and say, God, you protect me, you know, from all this disaster. And every night, you know, without fear, you sure pray about that. So I slept with that fear. And guess what? You have weird dreams, horror dreams, scary dreams, dreams that like you have to run away for your life. True enough, that kind of fear was really very haunting. And I developed sleepless night. I woke up with a lot of fear, anxiousness, until I learned the very fact that knowing that where I am right now in the Philippines, they are bound to have earthquake anytime, anywhere. I need to overcome that. So how do you overcome that fear? Okay, that's one part of my fear. I have another experience when fear was developed within me, which I wasn't very conscious about, and until it happens again. So I was rushing the airport. Already I'm late for my flight. And I reached there, I was about to check in. I forgot one of my important documents, my visa card. Visa card as in visa for traveling out for a foreigner. I rushed back. I said, oh no, I'm going to miss the plane. I was actually traveling with Shan, and I told Shan that you go ahead, I will probably catch a second flight. But in my heart, you know, it's like, nah, I have to buy another ticket, and it's going to be very expensive. I must make it. So I rush home, get my visa card, you know, for the custom, and then I have to rush back. And that rushing back journey was also full of anxiety, anxiousness. You have this chain of thought going around saying that you might not make it, you will miss the plane, and then this voice that keep coming, you will miss the plane, you will surely miss the plane, you're not going to catch it, things like that. And thank God, the plane was actually delayed. So praise God, I got into the plane. But then on, whenever I am supposed to travel, I had this fear of missing the plane. You know, if you guys are there and you understood what I'm saying, you just develop already a thought that would haunt you for the next time, that if you were to take a plane again, somehow at the back of your mind, there's this thought that say, you're gonna miss your plane. You're gonna miss your plane. You know, you're not gonna make it, kind of thing. So then that was the kind of fear that I had, you know, in part and parcel of our life. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure that some of you over there, out there, had constant fear haunting you. Fear of failure, fear of not going to make it, fear of failed marriage, fear of sicknesses, fear of falling, fear of height. You know, some people just cannot get up to the building. I have a friend, you know, and when I was in property, she said, please, I'm not going to view any flat that is above 10th floor. Okay, not anything above 10th floor. But then in Singapore, everything is pretty high. I mean, we have high, tall building. Properties are built like 60 floor, 40 floor. So I say, okay. So you also probably have people that develop fear of animals, fear of cats, fear of dogs, fear of insect. I don't like cockroach, okay? I fear of cockroach. I fear of insect. So every one of us, okay, be it you're gonna be honest to yourself or not, there's certain part in your heart that you had that fear. And how do you take that fear away so that it's not going to affect your health? Let me share with you the impact of chronic fear. Alright, when you have developed constant fear when you are thinking about something, or you saw a cat, or you saw a height of the building, or you saw something that will remind you of fear, you had already developed that chronic fear. It means constant fear that is in you, that sometimes, most of the time, people didn't even realize it. If you have that, okay, living under constant fear has serious health consequences. Alright, physical health. Fear weakens our immune system and can cause cardiovascular damage. Okay, gastric problems such as ulcer, irritable bowel syndrome, and even decreased fertility. It can lead to accelerate aging. No aging, okay, and even premature death. Next, impact of chronic fear. Number 2, it will affect your memory. Fear can impair formation of long-term memories and cause damage to certain parts of the brain. Alright? And this can make it even more difficult to regulate that fear and can leave a person anxious all the time. Hear me and hear me well. All the time. And this is exactly what I've been going through. To some in chronic fear, the world looks scary and their memories confirm that. I think this makes a lot of sense for those who have been living in constant fear, especially people that are staying in a war zone area, people in the Middle East, people in Israel, people that is fighting terrorist attack. That constant fear will actually cause them to have a loss of memory because they don't want to remember the fear, they don't want to remember the pain, they don't want to remember the anger, they don't want to remember the betrayal while they are in that circumstances. Alright, number 3, fear can also affect your brain processing and reactivity. Alright, fear can interrupt processes in our brain and allow us to regulate emotions. It can also affect our non-verbal clues and other information presented to us. We can reflect that. It actually is to help us to reflect before acting and act ethically. This impacts our thinking and decision making in negative ways. So it's very true, when a person is going through fear, before they could think of anything, they thought of all the negative things, the sequence of negative things that's coming to impact them, even though it hasn't even happened. Alright? This negative thinking or negative way or reaction will actually lead us to intense emotion and impulsive reaction. So you see, especially when you saw a group of people going into a fight, it is very real that when there's a fight going on, the negative reactions, rather than keeping peace or or breaking away, the person or the two person that is actually fighting, you will probably react by, if you are bystander, you will react by watching, or most people in the new age, social media age, will take out the camera, start to videoing it, start to comment, Twitter, Instagram. Some might run away, some might be even more impulsive, take something in their hands and start hitting an impulsive reaction, rather than the more logical and calm person would pick up the phone and make a police call. So all these fear can leave us unable, as I said, to act appropriately. Alright, because your mind is already going everywhere, thinking of every negative situation that might harm you as well. So it's not surprised that your mind will react inappropriately. Last but not least, first one, constant fear will cause you to have physical health issue. Your immunity will be bad. You have poor memories. Your brain cannot process appropriately. Therefore, you could not take appropriate action. Your mental health, next, will be affected. Other consequences of long-term fear include fatigue. Right? When a person is fatigued, as I said, your immunity is bad. You have not rest. You would probably go into a cyclical depression. And PSTD, so whether threats to our security are real or perceived, they impact our mental and physical health. That's why fear, me not excluded, a lot of people not excluded, so are the politicians, so are the big leaders, big businessmen, especially businessmen, fear of losing their family, fear of losing their businesses to their competitor, fear of being bought over by another bigger company. These are relatively realistic fear that we all face, whether you like it or not. So, in this business that I'm in, SimplyNature, that we are always talking to our customer, our patients, definitely for them is the fear of losing their life. Especially when we are talking to stage 3 and 4 patients, when the doctor actually give them a timeline, you are only left with 3 months, 6 months, best maybe 3 years. So that fear of losing their life, it's not really them dying, it's really about losing what they have on earth, losing what they have achieved, losing to be with their loved one anymore, These are all valid fear. So, as I'm sharing with you, I just want to encourage you in between, before I share with you how to overcome that fear. Remember, do not give up pursuing that courage to overcome that fear, and that do not give up pursuing eradicating fear. Okay, let me repeat myself. Do not give up pursuing that courage to overcome that fear, and do not give up pursuing to eradicate that fear. So let me go. So how do you overcome your fear? Alright, as I said, fear is a universal human response to perceived threat. Fear, false evidence appearing real. FEAR, false evidence appearing real. In other words, it's normal in many situations. It can help us respond quickly. So when fear arises, you recognize it. You must recognize that fear in front of you. Do not deny that fear. Alright? Then use your common sense. Use your sense and sharpen the senses that you have, God put it you, to help you resolve that problem. Focusing on what you need to do and can help you keep fear from turning into panic. Alright? Fear is just the beginning of a panic, which is when you are no longer functioning logically. For example, if you are faced, back to the example of if you are faced with a growling dog, pay attention to where he is and what he is about to do next, rather than run away. That's why we always talk about our parents, when you see a dog, don't move, froze, and then look at where and how the dog is going to react next. You know, Nelson Mandela, a very famous person, says, brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he is who he conquers that fear. So our aim today is to recognize that fear, do not deny that fear, learn how to conquer it. Next, so the first one is to bring up your senses. Use your immediate senses, your brain, your eyes, you know, your heart, to discern at that point what you should do next. But you could only do it when you recognize that you are afraid. Do not deny the fear in you. Wait and see, take action, so that you do not go in a panic mode. Number 2, don't nurse and rehearse that fear. Alright? Do not rehearse that fear. Even if you are in a difficult situation, focus on what is happening right now. Right now. Don't waste time thinking of the worst that could happen. It probably never will. Just focus on what you need to do next. Okay? For example, what to do when you got a difficult diagnosis? Or a very simple example is when you receive a bad news from a doctor and said that Mr. Chua or Anthony, you are diagnosed with diabetic. And then when you got the news, oh no, I have diabetic, and you go into the chain thought, oh no, I'm going to diabetic. Oh no, I'm going to lose my feet, I'm going to lose my limbs, I'm going to lose this, I'm going to lose that. You know, you start to think all the negative things that entails later part. As a result, at that moment, instead of asking the doctor the right remedy, what should I do next? Is there something I could do to improve my health? What are the do's and don'ts? Rather than clarifying all these questions, you are going into that negative spiral thought process. Then later, then you found out that you should have handled the initial questions to the doctor more skillfully, so that you know immediate action. As I said, when you have met the fear, you knew the fear, you should ask yourself, what are the immediate action that I should take right now? Alright, number 3, strategize. Okay, this is an example of myself. When I was told by my coach to start your FB, you must do live FB, Jaslin, you know, so that the world will know what you're doing. You know, the people that you are in contact with will continue to understand your perspective, so you can be more effectively spreading your mission, your purpose of SimplyNature, and your calling and your reason why you're here in a more productive, more efficient, and of course, business person, cheap, right? So social media is the way to go. So when I was told that I need to do live, I said, oh my, are you serious? I'm going to do this every week. You know, it's a lot of commitment. You know, for those that are doing live Facebook, you know what I'm saying. You need a lot of commitment. You need to be so comfortable in front of the people, in front of the screen, in front of the camera. So there was this constant fear of overcoming, to be able to speak well, to be able to bring the message across, you know. Then I started to make up my mind. Okay, I'm going to do this. No doubt about it. I'm going to start it. Then this procrastination come. Oh no, it's Thursday. You know what I'm going to talk about on Wednesday night last night. What am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? Then, true enough, It's really by practice, you know. So if you know that you're going to be, for example, a good example would be if you think that you're going to be a leader in the industry, in the marketplace, if you're going to be a key influencer in your industry, you are bound to be a teacher, a trainer. Then you need to really stand in front of the crowd and to be comfortable to share your opinion, your thought, you know, your strategies. So rather than thinking of all the negative thing, why not? If you know in advance that you will be in this situation, plan what you can do. Okay? Do your planning. This will be helpful that you could start to think where it goes wrong. Okay, is my screen okay? You know, is my wording okay? Is it relevant to the Filipino context? Is it relevant to Singapore context? Is it relevant to Asia context? You start to think of all the right and wrong. You pen it down. You know, you really like pen it down. What are the things that I want to share? What are the things that I could actually help by emphasizing, things like that. A good example is, have you ever seen military that go in the war zone without rehearsing what to do next, you know, when you are going for a war? No, you will probably be thinking, how could I trust the military force if they didn't practice, if they are not trained? So the one way that you could train to overcome your fear is to train yourself. Train yourself up to think positively. Train yourself up to plan before you handle the situation. So, and anticipate. You know, it's good to anticipate. I'm not asking you to go in the negative road, go down the negative way, but anticipate the good things. Anticipate, like my sharing today, anticipate that people will be benefiting from my sharing. People will come to understand why fear is going to affect their health. You know, why fear is something that is a constant thing in your life, that constantly, every day, you need to remove it. For example, like you know that drinking soft drink is bad, and every day you're drinking the soft drinks. How do you get rid of it every day if you want to drink your soft drink every day? So it's as good as this. If you know that fear is always there every day, fear of missing the plane, fear of missing the bus, fear of losing, fear of not hitting your sales target. Hello, for the salespeople out there, fear of not hitting your sales target, fear this, fear that. Then you need to know how to get rid of it. The moment you step home, you should have eradicate all the fear. Alright? So then when you get home, you could really have the peace of mind and you could really rest. And then your immune system will not be affected. That when before you sleep, you're still thinking of the fear in your life. This is very important. And I'm saying that fear would definitely affect your life. Please eradicate it every day. Please do not take it for granted. You know, I'm not saying that you make fear as part of your life, but I mean fear is part of your life. So be very sensitive, you know, be very aware, knowing of fear that is affecting you, you know, for the modern day people right now, a lot of people fear of cannot find a life partner, fear of not able to get married, you know, all these fear are valid, but do encourage yourself to overcome it. So let me repeat what you learned today, that there is a real impact if you don't handle your fear and you don't eradicate your fear in your life. Alright? And how do you overcome your fear? Tap on the senses, existing senses that you have. Recognize your fear. Do not run away do not run away your fear. Confront it. As Nelson Mandela said, a brave man is not he who doesn't feel afraid, but he who conquered that fear. So conquer that fear. Number 2, do not nurse the fear. Do not make the fear look even more scarier that you got yourself into a panic mode. Alright? The last one is, once you recognize your fear, plan how you're going to overcome it. Like for myself, plan how I knew I will not miss my flight again. Make sure the day before or cancel a bit, you prepare everything you need 2 days before you're going to fly off. Alright, so I hope I have shared something that is valuable, something that help you upkeep. A very personal tip, how do I also overcome my fear, is I love to watch comedy. So lately I've discovered comedy, kind of sitcom comedy that is a Facebook or YouTube by Mark Angel. If you want, you can Google or YouTube Mark Angel. It's a Nigerian kind of short comedy that I find really funny. So at least I laugh myself the night before, then I can go into a good sleep. Of course, as myself was a Christian, I really pray. I ask God to bless the rest of my night of sleep. You could ask for that. You could also make sure that if you find it hard to sleep at night because you have a constant fear that's haunting you, then try this. Try to play some background smoothing music that you love to listen to. It can be oldies, it can be retro, that will help you to sleep better. Alright, so hi, some of my friends just came in. Alright, if you missed the front, if you missed my sharing in the beginning, this is it will be posted. You can listen later when you have time. What else? Did I miss anything? Okay, once again, I just want to thank Sing Ripao for featuring myself, what I've been doing here in the Philippines for the last 9 years. Of course, click the link right there. You know, if you want to find us, SimplyNature. Healthy is sexy. Alright, it's not just external. As I shared a few episodes before, healthy is from inside. Who say healthy cannot be sexy? Alright. And then if you want to know more about us and you need some consultation only applicable in Philippines, please click on the link there that says Gain Your Health and Live Today. That's the link for those who want to consult us in the Philippines, by myself and by Shan Lin, my husband, who will be featuring his live Facebook every Tuesday 8 a.m. Alright, and do join us on our community here. We are setting our community group that will actually, you know, share more information about how to be healthy. It can be an area of food, it can be area of cooking, it can be in the area of exercise, it can be anything, you know, that will overcome and bring you to a better health. We are also featured on YouTube. That's where you will hear a lot of testimony, live testimony of people that is with us for the last 10 years, you know, clients that have been trusting on us to take care of their health. It's amazing how they have benefited from our blueprint, our journey of helping them to overcome their current health issue, be it whether they are high blood, high cholesterol, stroke patients, cardiovascular patients, skin eczema, psoriasis patients, and even cancer patients up to stage 3 and 4. So that is featured on the YouTube channel. Please click on that button. And of course, we are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You know, follow on us and like our page. If you really love what you are doing, we'll be doing it every week. For myself, every Thursday. See me every Thursday at 10 a.m. And that's all. I hope you guys enjoy yourself today. So there you go. Overcome your fear. Do not give up. Pursue courage and pursue to eradicate fear in your life. Alright then. Thank you everyone. Alright. Have a good week. Ciao. Bye.